My name is Paige Coleman, and I am comparing the Broad Art Museum versus the Union in the North neighborhood of Michigan State University. So here's the first picture I have of the Broad Art Museum. It's located on the far north side of campus. As you can see, it's a very unique shaped building. Here's another view of the exterior of the building, which looks completely different from the first view because there were no windows on that side, but on here it looks like half the building is surrounded by open windows. Here's from the interior, and it looks like the building is leaning and falling over because the walls on the inside are not vertically straight up. And this is the basement of the Broad Art Museum. Here is the Union, which is also located in the North neighborhood, which is right down the street from the Broad Art Museum. And as you can see, it's a large brick building that has a lot of windows and stone. This is the main study area when you walk into the Union. And this is the ballroom where events are held in the Union. So line is an extension of a point elongated mark connection between 2 points and the effect of the edge on an object. One of the Broad Art Museum's most dominant features is line. When you look at the museum, it appears as if it is leaning because of the diagonal lines. The long diagonal lines give a feeling of action and movement. From both the inside and the outside of this building, the sleek walls with slanted lines appear to be sharp and resemble razors. From the outside of the Union, it appears to be tall and dominant in the North neighborhood. This is because there are long vertical lines in the windows and the entire shape of the building. The Union appears very stable and dignified, which is fitting because it is one of the most important buildings and main buildings on campus. Color creates a mood within the piece and tells a story about the brand. Each color says something different, and combinations can alter that impression further. The Broad Art Museum is designed in complete grayscale, so really the building has a lack of color, which makes it stand out amongst the rest of Michigan State University campus. The sleek and shiny grays give a very futuristic and cool feel. The Union is a big brick building, giving an old-fashioned and prestigious feeling. From the outside of the building, it has classic colors, which consist of dark red, cream stone, and also surrounded by green foliage. Most of the buildings on campus have the same color scheme and are made of brick. Inside each of the rooms in the Union, it has a very subtle theme, but it works within, so every room has their own feeling. Rhythm or repetition is the expression of visual harmony within a design. The Broad Art Museum has repetitive lines throughout the whole exterior and interior. Some of the lines go in different directions, but they are in sets of repeated lines. The shape of the building is similar to each parts of every wall. The line and walls of the building are evenly spaced apart, giving a harmonized rhythm which is pleasing to the eye. The Union is multi-symmetrical from the exterior, so the matching sets of repeated windows and doors are visually pleasing to the viewer. In the main study area, there is a variety of chairs and tables, but they are evenly distributed and repeated in the same layout, giving another feeling of rhythm and unity. Balance. Balance refers to the ways in which the elements of a piece are arranged. The Broad Art Museum has asymmetrical balance. The leaning appearance of both the interior and exterior is really what makes the building asymmetrical. The shape of the entire building is very unique, and not one side of the building is similar to another. The building appears to look different from different angles on the outside. The asymmetry of the Broad adds to the active, interesting feeling that the rest of the elements and principles from this building also radiate. The Union is symmetrical from the exterior. The shape of the building is symmetrical on each side, and there is the same amount of windows and doors, which would be arranged the same way if it was vertically mirrored across the middle of the building. The symmetry of the Union adds to the stable, powerful feeling the building gives off. The Union is similar to the rest of the campus, where most of the buildings are big, tall brick buildings that are mostly symmetrical, and the Broad is the most asymmetrical building on campus by far. So how does the design fit with campus? The Broad Art Museum does not fit with the Union North neighborhood or the entire Michigan State University campus at all. The museum is extremely modern, futuristic, contemporary, with shiny metal and sleek materials. The rest of the campus is very classic and colonial looking, with brick and tall buildings. When I'm walking through campus, all the buildings are similar and fit together. And then as I get to the end of campus, I approach the Bird Art Museum and it stands out, with shiny metal sticking out behind brick buildings and trees.